Hello, you lovely, lovely people. It's only you, me, and the crickets tonight. So if you hear the crickets, which you probably will do, I do apologise. I quite like it. Some of you like it, some of you don't. But you might not hear it very loudly. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to talk about the lot from the eastern side, from Eastern Europe. Not just pro-life traveller or Vitali, but the other person from Russia. What a knob jockey, coming over the first day he was here. I think it was the first day, doing on his vlog that he was going to spread HIV. What's going on? What is going on? And all these are very high profile cases. They are all over the Philippines media, everywhere. And yes, they did give him a test for his HIV and he came up negative. But just to say that, it's just mental, isn't it? But anyway, because of what's happening with Vitali, he's back in Russia now and he's claiming about the phone and things like this. And now the authorities are, I think they fired three immigration officials so far over this. Now, Pro-Life Traveller, I think, is going to get the full brunt of this, I think. I don't think it's going to be a simple case of just deporting him in a week or so's time. I don't think that's going to happen. Not from what I've been reading anyway. Because what they've done now is they have held him, as you well know, they've held him on his overstay. So he's been held in BI while they bring charges against him. So like I said, I don't think this is going to be a clean-cut case of Sim getting on a plane and being deported. I don't think it's going to be like that anymore. I really don't think so. I think they're going to make an example. I think that's what's going to happen. I think that they are going to make an example. You see what this does. And by the way, I've bumped into a couple of foreigners who know me from my vlogging. One was called I can't remember his name, Keith, I think, and his wife. And they were saying that they didn't kind of mug no one, or they didn't rob anybody or anything like that. And I get that, but the way the way that the Philippine officials see it now is they want to, it's only my opinion, they want to set an example now to the rest of us. Meaning, we come to this country, we've got to, and it just goes without saying, you've got to abide by the laws here. You've got to do that. You can't just come here thinking, if it's a developing country, you can do what the hell you like, because you simply can't. Especially now, for vloggers especially. Now, I know now that they're going to be watching Philippine vloggers. They are going to be watching us now, without question, and quite right too. Quite right too. Just don't overstep the mark. Don't push the boundaries. Keep the content as neutral as you can, or as we can. We can still, I think, we can still say what it's like living here, but we can't slag off Filipinos, and quite right too. If we don't like Filipinos, then why be here? It's very simple as that. I find Filipinos okay. I've never had any incidents where I can say, oh God, I'm going to go home because of it. But what I'm getting at is, because of stupid Vitali and what he's done, and he's all over the media now, he's all over these networks, all over Facebook, about having this allegedly secret cell phone, and he's going to release all the stuff. I said in my previous video about it. Now, I don't think this is going to look good on Sim, on Pro-Life Traveller, because I think they will probably think that he will do the same. It's just my thinking, when he gets deported and then he will talk down the Philippines and things like that. So I really think that they are going to bring charges against him where he might spend a fair time in prison here. Which, love him or hate him, he wasn't doing the right thing. Many of you say, well, he wasn't doing anything wrong. Well, he was really. He was filming people without their consent, and not just for private reasons, but putting it on the internet. And because he's got like a lot of subscribers, a lot of people there were seeing these videos with these minors. I think that was in there. So he was doing wrong. Like I said, love him or hate him, you have to abide by the laws here. And I know, like, a lot of you are saying that, well, what about the foreigners that get scammed? What about bringing them to trial and bringing those to justice? Well, yeah, I do agree with that, but it's up to the authorities, people, isn't it? It's not up to us to say what's right and what's wrong. It's their law here, and we, like it or hate it, we have to abide by that. Now, for myself, I find it easy here to abide by the laws. I don't particularly go out of my way to break any laws. I don't want to break any laws. I love the Philippines. I like being here. And I like the people. I like this way of life. So I've got no intentions of going out of my way to break any laws where I can actually get myself into bother. Anyway, moving away from that, I don't know if you can remember, but I said about my wife's land and the relations had cut trees down. Well, I've got footage of it. I'm not going to upload the footage. I'm not going to do it. But I can, because we was down there on the 15th of January. And we stayed there until the 17th. And they have cut a heck of a lot of coconut trees down, about 26, that I counted. Now, again, it shouldn't have happened, but it did. My wife, was, very upset about it, but what can you do? It's happened. It's one of them things. Just let it go, which she has let it go. And we're in a bit of a dilemma, because Mira's uncle and auntie, not the ones in Lilloy, but the ones in Dipolog, because they're tenants, now they've got to move out. And because the landowner he wants to develop the land. He wants to develop it into apartments in Dipolog City. So I'm in a dilemma. A dilemma as, do we let them come and stay here? But my feeling is, we'd never get rid of them. We'd never get rid of them. I know for sure we wouldn't get rid of them. Now, the uncle's okay. The auntie's okay at times. But they've got like 3 kids as well. Kids, one is 20. The other one is, I think, is 16. And the other one is, I think, 14. And the kids are all right, But I don't want to make a rod for my own back. I really don't. Now, there's a bit of land here, and I'm thinking, this is just, I'm thinking, do I buy a bit of land and, let them build a little shack house or something like that, or whatever they want to do? But then they're going to be right on my doorstep, aren't they? And I just don't know what to do, people. I'm in a dilemma. But I can't see them out. As much as, what's happened in the past, I can't see them out. I've got to do something. They haven't asked. Well, as far as I know, they could have asked Mira, but she hasn't told me if they have asked. But I know what's going to happen. It's going to be, somewhere down the line, it's going to be, Stephen will have to help us. Stephen will, because A family can't because they haven't. They should do. They should have put them trees together with the money that they made off the trees, which wouldn't have been a lot, I don't think, only coconut, and give them a bit of money. But no, they won't do that. They won't do that. Philippine families are close. Some are very close, but some, when it comes to money, they've got no loyalties at all. Some. And I think these ones in Lilloy haven't got no loyalties at all. Well, they can't have, can they? They bloody, cut my wife's trees down. They haven't got no loyalties at all, have they? Oh, God almighty. But yeah, what do I do with that? I don't know. It's a thinking process that I'm going to have to really get my head around and think about what to do. Because the land here is very cheap. And you can get 100 square meters here for 50,000 pesos. Now, it's not a lot of money, is it? But that's not the concern. The concern is they will be on my doorstep. Literally. They will probably be 300 or 400 or 500 meters maximum from where I am. And I don't like the idea of that, where they're going to... Because everything is smooth at the moment. Everything is nice at the moment. And this is what... I wanted to keep it this way. But I don't know, people. I don't know. I can't see someone out on the street. I really can't, honestly. So I'm going to have to do something. But anyway, do you think that all of this stuff with Vitaly and and Sim and this other idiot Russian guy who said he was going to spread, he come here intentionally to spread HIV, do you think they're going to do some more checks on foreigners that come over here? Meaning, will they, because they can do it, they can screen everyone for HIV, which is not a bad thing, I don't think. Where was it that I went? And it was a country that I went, and you had to declare if you had that or not. I can't remember what country it was, but it was a while ago. It was many years ago. Can't remember. But I think that they are going to make it a little bit more stricter here now with foreigners. I know a while ago that immigration was saying that they were going to start screening people, linking up their BI immigration database with other databases around the world, so they can automatically screen when they come in. No, he's undesirable, we won't let him in. So I think that's a good idea. We do it in the UK, but look who comes into the UK, people. The UK is not the UK anymore, but let's not go into that. But I think they should make it a little bit, screen a bit more, strictly here, because it does look like, when you see some of these vloggers and that, what's in the the media now is high profile cases, it does seem like they let anybody in, anybody at all, and it doesn't look good on the law abiding people, like ourselves. But also, yes, got to tell you this, on Saturday we went into Dipolog and there was a checkpoint, and I normally get through them, without being stopped. But this particular day, I was stopped, and each way went like that, coming. And one of the guys said, Americano, and I just left it that. I'm not American, as you know, I'm British. But anyway, he said, very, very polite, always very polite. And he said, driving license? I said, yes, sir, and I'm driving license. He said, he says, you're not American, you're British. Yeah, I am British, yeah. And one of the guys said, oh, you're from Pinion, aren't you? The policeman. I said, yeah. And he says, he said, I'm stationed in Pinion sometimes, and all this talking. And even the police knew about Vitaly and Pro-Life Traveller. Because they said to me about it. I said, yeah. I said, it's all over the news, isn't it? It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. So, I mean, everyone knows about this. The authorities know about it. But even some Filipinos that I was talking to here in Pinion know about Pro-Life Traveller. That's how high of a profile it is. And you got to think, Filipinos live on Facebook, and because it's plastered all over Facebook, everyone knows about it. And does that look bad on us from the Filipino side. I don't know. It's just something to, because it is tarnishing us. At the end of the day, it's tarnishing ordinary foreigners who are over here, because people might say, well, he's like that, he's like that, he's like that. Oh, they shouldn't, especially when they get away with it like Vitali did. He only served there 9 months in prison and now he's back in his home country. A lot of people are saying that he should have spent more time in prison, because he's now, from what I've seen, he's slagging the Philippines off. And this is why I think Pro-Life Traveller will have a little bit more bother now, because they don't want him going back to Estonia and doing the same thing just yet anyway, not with Vitali being so much of a high profile. So they might hold him here for a little bit longer and file some charges against him. It's just my thinking, people. It is. It's simply just my thinking. But we've got to keep our noses clean here. And yes, like you said, what about the foreigners who get scammed here by Filipinas and such like? They should be brought to justice. Well, yeah, they should, and maybe they will in the future. I don't know, but we will see. We will see. I mean, I've said that they should. Because the foreigners here make up a big part of the economy. Like I said before, not people like me, because I live here. I don't spend thousands of dollars a week, which holiday makers do, don't they? Especially if you go to Red Street, Walker Street, whatever you want to call it. But they do make, and I'm sorry, there's a video, okay, I can hear it. It's just started. So I'm going to go, and I'll see you lot next time. Leave your comments in the section what you think I should do about the family wanting to move and all that sort of stuff. They've got no choice, because, as I said, their landlord wants to develop the land into apartments. So, watch this space, people. Watch this space. Take good care. Bye-bye.